Okay, wait a minute. All right, good morning. Welcome to the Urban Heat R&B Talk. Steve Gooseby and my lovely guest Tara. How you doing? You good? You got to talk into that. Move a little closer. I'm in terms of the mic, I guess. I'm not hearing you very good. I can't hear you. Hold on. Wait. Oh no, that's
Can you hear me?
Woo, there we go. Hold on. All right, say that again. I'm sorry. Hello.
Steve.
I can hear you. All right, that's good. Can you hear me? You can't hear me?
I can't hear you.
All right. Is your volume up on the phone? Turn the volume up. Turn the volume up. No? Hola.
Steve?
I can hear you. I don't know why you can't hear me.
I can't hear you.
Your volume? Oh, hold on. I'm going to call you. Give us 1 second, folks.
You probably hate me now, and you probably should, but I pray for you. Just give me a chance to make up for it. I'm not making plans, I'm trying to make sweet love for you, my baby. I know you ain't believe it lately. No sweet nothings, no sweet nothings. I'm trying to make it with you, baby. Love for you, my baby. I know you ain't believe it lately. No sweet nothings, no sweet nothings. If you want love, let's make it.
Can I whisper sweet nothings without any interruptions? Oh, yeah. Girl, I know I promise you change 100 times.
All right, Urban Heat, R&B Talk, we back.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
There we go. You had the Bluetooth on. Is that what it was?
Yes. The Bluetooth was on.
All right. Technical difficulties are not always technical. But anyways, how you doing today? You look like you on an island somewhere. Where you at?
I'm on my deck out in my yard.
Oh, so you home chilling. Okay.
Yeah, the weather is so nice. I want to take advantage of it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day to definitely be on a balcony or a deck. I don't know if it's hot enough for the beach, but yeah, it's all good. So good morning to you. I want to pick up where we left off last week when we was talking about dating and relationships and so forth. You was very open about a lot of things.
Yes.
Thank you for that, for sharing your insight when it comes to dating and all that stuff. But I want to talk about the part when it comes to women not listening. I don't think we ever talked about why. Why don't women listen when it comes to men? Because a lot of times we are just saying what we feel, and a majority of the time we're giving you the answers to the quiz or to the test. But sometimes women, they hear us, but they're not comprehending and they're not. Why is it? Why is it that way?
So let me start by apologizing to all of those that did not agree with me. So it's me. I don't always listen. The reason why is simply because, well, sometimes people don't know how to lead, and what they're saying isn't, accurate. And also, when you have your spouse and he's not doing right himself, so therefore, I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to listen. If you're being neglected, or the person is out in the streets, or he's just not doing right by me, right. I'm going to think twice about listening to him. And what a lot of people don't realize is There's a scripture that says that a woman should be submissive.
Right.
But
Wait a minute. What is that? What is that scripture?
the scripture says that a woman is must submit to her husband, be submissive. But it's not cut and dry like that. Like a lot of people take that one scripture and just run with it. But God also gives man all kinds of stuff. In order for the woman to be submissive, the man has to do all the things that God says that they need to do.
Okay.
Number one, God has to be the head. That's number one, right? And then God says that you're supposed to love your spouse just as Christ loves the church.
Okay.
Supposed to have patience, kindness. You're supposed to take care of your wife. All kinds of things. I don't know if I can use my phone to look it up, but I did look it up before I came on.
Well, let me ask you this, because you bring all that up, right? Here's something that's in the Bible too. Let me just play this video clip, and then I want you to respond to this.
To love,
cherish,
and
obey.
I'm not saying that word.
Say it.
I'm not saying that word. I'm not obeying anybody. I don't obey anybody, especially him. So you can continue without that word. Cherish.
Hold from this day forward.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poorer.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
And
obey. To love.
Not just one way.
Okay, whatever you were saying, start over, because somehow the mic was muted.
Oh, okay. So she says she's not obeying.
Yeah, she's not, and that's something that said a lot when it comes to marriages. A lot of women don't want to answer that, or they don't want to say that. Why?
I don't know why, but I feel like that scripture isn't just for the woman, is for both ways. The man is the head of the household, right?
Yep.
So in order to lead, you just have to live right and do right by your wife. If you're doing right by your wife, she's going to obey you. She's going to listen to you. But if you have problems in the marriage, in the relationship, and the man is just living and doing whatever, the woman is not going to listen.
So what happens if, I mean, we're talking about being at the altar, right?
Yeah.
And getting married.
Right.
So when he says to love and to obey, and she doesn't repeat that, that doesn't answer the question.
Well, I know one thing. That was very bold of her to do that. And then secondly, it's actually, what God says. So she's going before God, but then she's not honoring everything that God says.
Right.
And I don't know about the man. I wonder, did he go on and marry her?
And excuse that video was very grainy, but I don't know. But if he would have walked off I wouldn't have blamed them. I mean, if
I know.
you're
And
not going to follow what he's saying that you have to do, why am I even up here? You're embarrassing me with this.
not only that, not only that it's an embarrassment, but it also just indicates that they're going to have a troubled marriage. It's
Exactly.
already starting off wrong.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
I agree. That's an example of trouble that's going to come down the road, because if she ain't even obeying what he's saying when he says you got to repeat after me, to cherish, to love, and obey, and you can't say that. I'm not saying that word. That's a problem already.
Right.
Before you even get into the marriage.
And it sounds like she wants to lead. She's going to be the head of house.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much. Pretty much.
just the way she said it, you know. So yeah, that's a problem starting off right at the beginning. Absolutely.
Right. Okay. Now, I just always, that was something I always kind of wanted to ask, you know, a woman about that, because that it's been happening like that for a long time with marriages. There's a lot of people married right now, and the woman didn't even say that, and they wondering why they're having all the issues they've been having. You know?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So you talked about, you know, so last week you talked about dating. You're on the market. You go out any dates last week, or
I did not.
no dates last
No,
week? Okay.
no, I sure didn't.
So
I spent my weekend in the house all weekend.
Okay. So what are you looking for? I mean, you're soon to be available. If not available already. What are you looking for in a man? What is it? What are the qualities? What are, you know?
Yeah, I'm more into their characteristics and the morals and values that they carry. It doesn't matter to me like what the man may have or how he looks, what he drives. I'm not into the material stuff. I'm more into his morals and values. What's his family values? You know, does he believe in God? Does he put God first? And is he someone that has compassion and able to you know, listen?
Right.
You know, so but in order for me to know to get to know that, you know, it's like I have to get out the house and go somewhere, I guess. um and then you have to communicate with that person in order to know those types of things. You can't just like you won't know that off front, you know, just by looking at someone.
Right.
It's going to take a conversation, in multiple conversations, actually.
Okay. All
And
right.
I'm learning. Just remember, I am learning. I've been with my soon to be ex-husband more than half my life. So I'm learning, and I'm hoping to learn from others, because I don't know, how do you start dating? I haven't actually thought about it. I'm a little bit afraid, to be honest with you, because I've heard horrible stories about dating today.
So let me ask you this: are you even healed? You're talking about dating, and you said you was with this one person for half your life. So are you even healed from that relationship, from that marriage?
Well, I would say I am every bit of 90%. I'm not 100% healed. The
So what is
problem,
that? What is that when you say that? What's 90%?
because the problem that I have to get my emotions in check. My emotions are not in check 100%. So once I can get my emotions in check, then I'll be healed 100%. But I am healed. I have accepted that he and I are no longer together. And I have seen him multiple times, and I can honestly say how I used to feel about him, I don't anymore. And I don't want him. The only thing I do struggle with is just the hurt. Like sometimes when I think about why did you hurt me this particular way? And I'll get emotional a little bit, but I draw myself out of it because I don't want to linger in that mess.
So, and I'm no whatever it is, the people who have, whatever their title is for therapist, I guess is the word, but I'm no therapist, right?
Hmm.
You say 90%, and then I hear what I'm hearing. I don't think that's 90%. I think 90. Yeah, no, seriously, I don't think that's 90%.
Why
I
you
don't know,
say that?
because you said when you think about certain things, you still hurt.
Yeah, I do. Right. I mean, there's been
So
things
so
that
you
has been done to me.
right. Sorry, I don't mean
Um,
to cut you off. I don't mean to cut you off. Um, because again, you said 90%, so you're 10% away from healing. I don't know. I'm only saying this from a man's perspective, right? From a
hmm.
man's perspective, um, that doesn't equate. So you know, I think being more realistic. Not to say I'm right either, because I mean, who am I to I'm not judging or anything like that, but who am I to say you're not 90%? But I'm just saying from a man's perspective, right? If there was just a group of men in here today and we heard that and we like, oh no, we'd be having a discussion. She said, oh, she's not healed. She's not healed. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm not 100% healed.
Right.
No. Um, yeah, some things that that comes to my mind, it some things bothers me, and I can move forward from that. Before I used to linger in it, and it used to just take me away. But now, I have been in counseling, and it has helped me tremendously. And I just have accepted the fact that the marriage is done, and he's not who he's not who I fell in love with. Um, and the respect that he has for me, um, it has been lowered. So therefore, um, it just hurts because he's not like how I am. Everyone has their own ways, but for me, um, I can look past all of this stuff, and I just wish like we could be like friends. But he doesn't want to be friends. Um, he says it depends on how everything goes in the court system with the divorce. So therefore, speaking like that, my dad said, "You don't need to be friends with him."
So you're not even divorced yet. So you're definitely not 90% healed.
Yeah. Well, why you? I am. I've
Ah,
come a long way. I am. I don't want him. I mean,
no,
and
it
I
doesn't mean that you want him. It just to me it just means to be healed, right? Those ties got to be cut, not just physically, but also mentally. In my opinion, in my own
yeah,
opinion.
you're right. You're absolutely right.
So not being divorced, it's not cut. Those ties haven't been cut yet.
Yeah, but we go back to court in September. So I'm hoping that before we go back, that we can come to an agreement because we are so close. Um, and we both want to just get this done and over with.
Hmm.
Um, so I truly feel that when we go back to court in September, that, we're going to have some type of agreement.
Well, that's good.
Because neither one of us want to go through a trial. Because the judge told us, he said, if we can't come to an agreement on that in September, then we're going to have to go to trial.
Right.
No one wants to do that. So we're going to definitely come to an agreement.
Yeah, I would say if it goes to trial, someone's not going to be happy.
I know. Listen,
Someone's not going to be happy.
I know.
Rather than both sides are happy that it's over, ties are cut. That's how you want it to be. But if it goes to trial and the judge has to make a decision, someone's not going to be happy.
Yeah. But I don't think we're going to go to trial because neither one of us want that. And who wants to keep paying these lawyers? So
yeah, talk to me about it.
It's wasted money, like wasted money for real. Yeah.
Okay.
But I do, Steve. I truly believe I am 90%.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Women are emotional creatures. So sometimes, like when we sit back and we think about things in the past or what have you, we can get emotional over it. It doesn't mean that we're not healed. It's just that certain things can bring some type of emotion, and that's how it is for me. And I don't think of things all the time, but once in a while, something would trigger a memory, and that it may make me emotional because it's like, wow, you did this. You did this. Why did you do this to me? Like, and so therefore, I have learned in counseling that I have to take my mind away from it, not to linger. Like I was truly lingering in that mess. I was imagining things that had not even happened, but it was driving me crazy.
Right.
But now I know from going to counseling that I have to take myself away from it. I have to move my mind elsewhere and not linger in it because it would drive you crazy, for real.
It's funny because I was having a discussion with Marv earlier today before we came on the air, and we're just talking about the peace part, which is a very difficult part for some women to understand. When men talk about peace, that is a big deal that often gets ignored. And to understand it, I always say peace to a man is not, it's having the ability to not raise his stress levels in any kind of way. That's peace for a man. And I know last week you said he used to say that all the time. Now, when you go back, if you go back to when he used to say that, did you understand it during that time? And or better yet, do you understand now what he was talking about during that time? Not to keep going back. And I don't even want to use you as an example. I just want to talk about this stuff in general. But those are pieces, those are things that you went through.
I did not understand it then, but I understand it now.
Okay.
Simply because you, Steve, you told me what peace is for a man.
Right.
I didn't know that before. And when a man says, "Oh, I want peace. Can I just have peace?" They themselves don't even explain to you what is peace for you.
Right. Are you asking me or you just?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a part a lot of women don't or didn't understand.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe so. Because I know I didn't understand.
Right. And the way you described it to me last week, I was like, oh, so he told you that.
Mm-hmm.
But you heard him, but you didn't understand what he was talking about.
Right. Because to me, I'm like, if no one is bothering you, and you're just chilling, doing whatever you want to do, that's not peace. So I don't know. You never told me what peace was. Everyone, peace is different for each person, right?
Right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
again, it goes to the communication.
Right. And you know what would be a good example? Like, let's say you have let's say you got 3 kids, 3, 4, and 6 year olds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those
Wow.
kids are together, and you home by yourself with those kids, and they running all over the place and screaming and playing, and that's disturbing your peace.
Yeah.
Right. Shut
Yeah.
up. Go to your room. Stop it. I'm gonna tell that. That's disturbing your peace, right?
Right.
It's
Right.
just, it's not the same thing for a man, but it is the same thing for a man. So imagine, and I'm not saying, ladies, don't kill me. I'm not saying all women are like this, but imagine if you're that person on the other end, and you're bringing all that noise, which kind of what it is when a man's peace is disturbed. It's like noise. It's unnecessary noise that we don't want to hear. Like, growl at me some other time, scream
Well,
at me some other time,
you
disturb my
said
brain another time.
you said unnecessary noise, or for someone to come to you and to say whatever. Um, but sometimes if you're the type of person who's always out,
Mhm.
you got to catch that person when you can.
Yeah, but that piece was disturbed way before that, at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Because if that's what's happening, then he's been gone. You know what I mean? And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying, again, I'm just saying in general. Um, yeah, I mean, peace is still a big deal for a lot of men. And if you can bring him the opposite, bring him peace instead of disturbing it, oh, you're ahead of the game. You're ahead of the game.
But see, that's the thing. Men don't share with us what peace is to them. So when they're like want to have peace, they're saying it not even in a nice way. And then they don't elaborate on like what it is that they need.
Yeah.
They don't tell us that.
Well, the goose is telling you now. I'm just playing with you. No, I mean, again, disturbing a man's peace, and you're in a relationship, whether you're married, if you're doing all the talking and he's not saying nothing for a reason. His
And
peace.
what reason is that, Steve?
I think. Listen, I'm at a point in my life where if someone's gonna say a lot and I'm gonna say what I gotta say, but I'm gonna sit back and listen, and then I'm gonna explain myself and break it down. And if they're still coming like that, well, all right, I'm just sit back. I'm gonna just sit back and not say nothing at all,
Yeah.
because that kills the peace, or the disturbance of the peace, I should say. Silence kills.
Oh my gosh. I
Uh-oh.
have experienced that. Oh my goodness. I'm telling
I,
you, you're hitting everything that I have gone through. Oh my goodness. Silence kills. It really does. When a person does, when they don't respond back to you and they just silent, oh man, like it really messes you up. It jacks you up. But I've experienced that before, and it's not anything nice.
and for me, I don't purposely do it. It's just that if I don't want to be, if I don't want anyone to disturb my peace, I'm removing myself mentally and physically. So at that point, I don't need to say anything. I'm just removing myself. Let them do all the chatter, you know. Let them be themselves. Let them continue in doing what they do or what they do best. And I'm gonna stay over here. I'm gonna stay on the left side of the field because this is where all the pieces at. you know.
But Steve, 9 times out
You
of
can join
10,
me where my piece is.
huh?
You can join me where my piece is, but you can't disturb it where I'm at, or else I'm gonna put you outside of my circle. You know. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Kind of forgot what I said, but like, do you say anything to that person other than you're disturbing my peace? Because I'm sure whatever she's coming to you about is probably something that that you did or an issue that she has with you.
Okay.
That's the only time really when guys like really throw up, you know, can I just have peace, please? They don't want to revisit. They don't want to visit whatever the conversation is that person is bringing towards them.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to that. Don't let me forget that. I want to answer Shotgun Sandy's question. She says, "How do you know when is it a good time to say anything?" You know when
Right.
it's a good time when he's at peace. When he's at peace, that's a great time to say something because at that point, but you can't come in with the rah-rah at that time, or else you'll be disturbing the peace he's already at. So you can't come in that way. You got to come in a way where it's a pleasant conversation. And you got him at a point where you're not disturbing his peace. So maybe now you can come in softly, you know, not as a masculine person, but come in softly as his woman or as his wife and have a comfortable conversation. But you come in any way outside of that is going to be disturbing the peace. And unfortunately, that's just we kind of men that want peace, we're wired that way. You know? Now if it's a toxic relationship, that's something totally different. Two toxic people going at it. That's different. But yeah, that's when you come in. You know? That's when you come in. You come in when he's at peace. That's when he's relaxed. That's when he's open. That's a great time to come in. But you can't come in, again, you cannot come in with the rah-rah.
Well, thank you for educating us on that.
I'm sorry. I'm only laughing because, you know, I mean, I'm no therapist. I'm not a licensed, and I don't think you have to be licensed or have some type of
just experience.
Yeah, experience says it all. Experience trumps over everything. So now getting back to I forget what you were commenting on. I wanted to back up and answer your question. All right, we'll come back to it. So yeah, that's, you know, and I've heard a lot of women say, I'm so tired of hearing about peace. I'm so tired of it. If he wants peace, he got to give peace.
But that is so true. You know, one hand washes the other. So if a person wants peace, they gotta give peace too.
That is true, but you're talking two different pieces too. You know, his piece, first of all, if you don't understand what his piece is, how can you even say he got to give peace too?
Well, the woman's piece may be different from his piece because basically the man just wants peace, basically stating he don't want to be bothered. He just want to be in his zone by himself, not with his spouse. Now, the woman, her piece might be something totally different, not being by herself. She wants to be with her spouse, her husband. She wants to spend that quality time with him or whatever. That's her piece. So everyone's piece is different.
Right. So
Yeah.
your piece is you want quality time.
Yes.
Yep, you mentioned that. So
Yeah.
and what else is part of that?
The peace. Just being around him. Um, up his arms, holding me, and we're just chilling together, just being together. That's my peace. That's my peace, and that's what I look forward to whenever I get into the next relationship. I look forward to spending time with that person.
Okay. So we're talking about peace, folks, when it comes to dating and relationships. Don't be afraid to call. All right. I'll put the number up here. Um, I was told you say the number so fast last time. 617 238 7111. Call us. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about, uh, whether it's peace, whether it's a toxic relationship, whether you're going through divorce. Let's talk about it. Let's talk.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you don't have to be a rocket scientist in this because if you're in a relationship, you have experience and you can say whatever you want to say, and that's part of your relationship. And, no one can really deny anything you say that you're actually going through. That's your experience. So, yeah, 617 238 7111. Give us a call. I do want to talk about and I'm not walking away from the dating piece yet, but I want to talk about the food because we had
oh,
this conversation about
yeah,
what's going on with the food, and there's some I forget what the disease is that's going around, or um, with the salads from Taco
yeah,
Bell, extreme diarrhea. Someone was actually going through extreme diarrhea in public. They had to call the ambulance and all that. I should have actually recorded that phone call, but um, you hear about that, and that there's some people who are actually saying that it's actually not it's not a bad thing to go through because you're detoxifying your body. Um, but there's a lot going on with the food. A lot of the foods that you buy and eat is bad. A majority of what you're buying from your grocery stores, whether it's Stop and Shop, Star Market, um, you
market
know,
basket.
a lot of that food is bad. It has all
Yes,
kinds of ingredients in it that causes cancer, diabetes, ADHD in your kids. A lot of it. I bet you a majority of the people have a lot of these foods in their household already. So a few months ago, Rich Sports and we was talking about this, and he hit me to this app. It's called Yuka, Yuka. And what the app does, if you're at the grocery store, you just scan the items that you're purchasing. It's going to tell you whether it's good or bad. It's going to give you a number out of 100. Okay. It's going to tell you whether it's good or bad. Not only that, but it also tells you the ingredient that's in there that's bad for you, whether it causes cancer, whatever it is. And it explains that, but it also gives you alternatives of what you could buy. That's the same thing, but you don't have these type of ingredients in it. So a majority of the stuff at these grocery stores, again, Stop and Shop, Shaw's, Star Market, the stuff is bad. So if you have that app, it's actually a free app. You can download it in your app store. It's called Yuka, once again, Yuka. And I'm just going to show you some examples. I did this last time with Rich Sports as well. I'm going to show you some examples of some of the foods that may be in your fridge or cabinets already. And this is like simple stuff.
yes,
So here we have, we just celebrated the 4th of July. And matter of fact, we're going to be cooking out all summer, right? We got all kinds of stuff coming up, birthday parties in the backyard, beach parties, all that stuff. So here's some hamburger rolls. Hamburger rolls, right? Out of 100, they gave it a 39. And the reason why they gave it a 39, because it has high and moderate risk. So let's go to the next one. Here's why it's bad. It has monocalcium phosphate in it. It also has mono and diglycerides or fatty, whatever the rest of that is. And if you scroll along some more, it tells you why. It has adverse effects on the kidneys. Okay, it has adverse effects. So if you're eating a lot of this stuff, and this stuff that they're putting in there is not even necessary. It's not even necessary for them to put that in there. Now you go buy that same hamburger bun over in Europe or in some other foreign country, they don't have this in it. But here it tells you right there, it has an adverse effect on the kidneys. So if you have bad kidneys, you don't want to be messing with this. But at the same time, what are you going to eat? If all the food is bad, what in the world are you going to eat? Let me just show a couple more here. Here's another item that might be in your fridge or that you plan on picking up. Twisted Caesar Greek. Now, who would ever think salad is a bad thing? Salad's supposed to be healthy and good for you, right? Out of 100, they gave it a 45. They said it's real poor, and the reason why, it has carrageen, and excuse me if I'm not pronouncing this right. It has that in it. I'll just say that. It has also silicone dioxide, and let's see why those ingredients are so bad. Wow. Suspected carcinogenic. Excuse my pronunciation. But long story short, it causes cancer. It causes cancer. Salad in the bag. It tells you right here. It causes cancer. It increases the risk of developing breast cancer. Again, this is salad in the bag. So download that app, and I'm not working for the company or anything like that. I just think with everything that's going on with everybody, people getting sick, people dying in their 40s and 50s at young ages all of a sudden, when over the years, the average has been 72 years old. A lot of us ain't making it to that because of the stuff we're eating. And they don't have to put those ingredients in the food. Again, you go to other countries and they have the same food, but they don't have those ingredients in it, right? All right, here's another one. French fries. French fries. Out of 100, they gave it a 48. You got kids. They love French fries.
I do too.
Yeah, even adults love French fries. Yeah, let me just get the fries. I'll just get the fries. Give me the fries. All right.
Yes.
All right. Here's why. When it comes to those French fries, same thing. It causes cancer. Yeah.
The sad part about all this stuff, we're raising our children up on this stuff. We were raised up on this stuff. Didn't have the knowledge that we have today. I spent yesterday out. I went to Walmart, I went to Shaw's and Stop and Shop. I mean, I spent hours at these stores yesterday just scanning different products. And I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Like Land O'Lakes butter. Land O'Lakes butter. That's supposed to be the best butter to buy, right? Well, it's not. It is very poor. It was 30-something%. And I'm like, wow. I just couldn't believe it. And it's the additives that they have in that butter. Kerrygold butter. Same thing. It was 30-something%. I'm like, wow. So we're paying all this money. They have the nerve to have, to put the price up on certain things. And we're paying for them to receive the money. But basically they're killing us. They're they're trampling us slowly. Because a lot of us was raised up on all these foods. And I'm telling you, it's basically just about everything that you have in your house. It's no good.
Pretty much. Yeah,
whatsoever.
pretty
And
much.
it's sad. It's sad that you cannot feel comfortable eating anything. I mean, down to the ketchup, Heinz ketchup, poorly, and a lot of things that we pay a lot of, like salad dressing. It ended. It was like some was 0%, some was 15%. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. Oh, Sargento cheese. Now, you know how expensive that cheese is, right?
Right. Yep.
Supposed to be the best cheese, Sargento, right? Wrong. It has a lot of chemicals in it and it rated poorly. I'm like, wow. So, really, everything that we're eating, we're putting in our body and is doing harm to our body slowly. But in the end, some of us are going to get real sick from it. And
Yeah.
it's sad because you don't know where to turn to. Everything that you're eating, what if it's organic? I did organic stuff too. Some of that came up poorly.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, again, if you were to scan everything in your cabinet, I would say probably 70% of the stuff in your cabinet or even in your fridge is not good for you. It has some type of ingredient that causes cancer. And a lot of the food coloring causes ADHD in the kids.
yeah, the food coloring actually, I think, was 0%. And also milk. Children drink a lot of milk, right? The
Mhm.
milk is no good. it rated poorly. Even almond milk. I personally scanned that almond milk just because I wanted to see with the different milks. They all rated poorly.
Yeah. Yeah. So and it's the ingredients, but again, just go back to saying, like I said before, we gotta eat. We
Yeah.
gotta eat. You have to eat. Now, we can even go deeper into that because they say you got to eat 3 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But come to find out, you don't have to. I don't know who came up with that, where you got to have 3 meals a day. Can you imagine? Do you eat 3 times a day? Do you have
No,
to
I
live this?
actually, no, sometimes I only eat once or twice. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, same here. 1 meal a day, snack the rest or something like that. Maybe
You,
2 meals if I eat early.
but that's not healthy either because I snack. Snacking,
Oh,
snacking all the time isn't good.
yeah, the sugar's not good for you. The sugar's definitely not good.
It,
But
the sugar, the carbs, which turns into sugar as well.
right. And the point of all of
Yeah.
these, we have to be careful and pay more attention to what we eat because a majority of the food is not good for us anyways. And then when you think about people that that are sick and have cancer and that plus they always said it runs in the family. And
Yeah.
what about the family that has one person in it who's recently caught cancer, but no one in their bloodline has ever had cancer before. So what do you say to that? I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of things that have been said that I just don't agree with, you know?
Right. And some of the chemicals, it may not affect you, but it can affect another person differently, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just sad that a lot of our food, American food, has a lot of chemicals. And I don't know why. I guess to be able to preserve it longer, but at the end of the day, we're not safe. And I feel like personally, and I don't know if I should say this or not, but we can't trust the FDA either. We can't trust them because they're approving stuff that is not healthy for us, that is not good for
Yeah.
us.
Hey, good seeing you. Yeah, which is even a bigger problem, because you're right. They're approving things. Of course, there's money involved, I believe.
It's
You know,
always
you,
about the dollar. It's always about the money.
yeah,
In America, it's always about the money.
yeah. So the lobbyists, they lobby every year for certain things, certain laws to get passed, and dollars are paid. Millions of dollars are put into that. So then these laws pass, and then these companies are allowed to do this, and then they say, well, the reason why we're doing it is because A, B, and C. This will preserve the item for weeks to come, and it'll save us money. And that's the bottom line with them.
Yeah.
They make more money by doing stuff like that
Yeah.
because, it can stay on the shelf. If it can stay on the shelf for a month, one, that's not fresh.
Right.
But two, what are they putting in there for it to stay on the shelf for an entire month?
Exactly. And I don't know how they come up with putting these chemicals in food, and then knowing how much of the chemical they can put in the food so it doesn't harm us like right away. Like I just think that whoever decided from the very beginning to put some type of chemical in the food, like I don't even know how you think like that.
Right.
And just think that it's okay, But I was really disturbed yesterday. I just couldn't believe all the stuff that rated poorly.
Listen, when I first downloaded the app, I started scanning everything in the house, and I was like, damn, the salad dressing ain't good.
No, yeah, like French. Oh my God, ranch dressing. Oh my goodness, it rated poorly. It was so low. The number was low. I said, wow. So it's all chemicals. It's all chemicals.
And it's chemicals that's not necessary for them to put in those products. But let's think about the whole big picture. Cancer is it's definitely more than $1 billion industry, right?
Right.
And there's other countries that actually have cures for cancer. Or if not that, treatments where it's not a death sentence anymore. We don't have that here yet. At least it hasn't been announced. But
wow, I didn't know that.
When you think about it, right? When you think about the big picture and you look at all the money that cancer brings in, the medicine, and how come in 2026 chemotherapy is still being used? I don't, because from what I hear, that's the worst thing you could do when it comes to cancer. It doesn't work. Like 95, 99% of the time, they say chemotherapy doesn't even work. And if I'm wrong, someone just call up and let me know. Say I got the number. The numbers might be off, but it's got to be at least 90 plus something percent where chemotherapy does not work. But it's a very expensive thing to do that when it comes to someone's pockets, someone's getting paid more than saving someone's life with that chemotherapy.
Right.
And
that chemotherapy is no joke. My brother, he had cancer, osteosarcoma. It comes in the joint of young people. And he had that chemo, and I tell you, it really did a job on him. It's like it breaks down one way, but then it helps another way. But you would think like you said, in 2026, that it would be something by now, something else. Cancer has been going on for decades.
And then when you think about it, how many times have we heard a group of doctors with cures for cancer headed somewhere on a private jet to a convention, all of a sudden that jet disappears, I just think it brings in so much money. In the end, there's some individuals who just don't care. It's all about the money. It's all about selling the medicine.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would the cost of the medicine be so high?
Right. All medication. Why
Yeah.
is it so high?
Why is it so high? But
It's
then
just crazy.
you can get it on the same stuff in the black market for cheap money, and they say, oh yeah, but the black market is, you're taking a risk. You're taking a risk with the regular medicine. And I'm not saying for anybody to go ahead into the black market. You know, I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. But there's black markets for everything. You know, but no, I just think when it comes to cancer, it's $1 billion plus industry, and it makes certain people very, very rich. Anytime
Right.
someone has to do chemotherapy, has to go through the medication, because all that stuff is just selling, is bringing in the dough, and that's what it is. So I don't know. We got to do a better job in watching what we eat, and
Right.
and again, we do have to eat something. But I think that Yuka app, I still use it.
Oh yeah, I agree. You would be really amazed at all the stuff, and then to see the results from it. I mean, I just couldn't believe my eyes of what I was seeing yesterday. But I advise everyone to download that app and take a look for yourself.
Right, right. It's a free app, costs nothing. And even some of the ingredients you have in your cabinet when you cook your meats, or when you're making certain foods, we like flavor on our foods, right? A lot
Right.
of those ingredients, scan those as well, because a
And
lot of those
yes,
ingredients are bad.
right. And I did that too yesterday. I scanned so many seasonings, and a lot of seasonings weren't good. They rated poorly. Um and I'm just like, "Oh my god. Oh, so everyone thinks that Himalayan salt is like better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard that? It's not.
Yeah, I didn't know.
It rated so low, and I tried different ones, like different brands, and they all rated basically like the same. So that salt really isn't good or better than the regular iodine salt.
Yep.
And the iodine salt too rated low, but the Himalayan salt rated lower than the regular salt. So
Right.
yeah.
And by the way, it's the Yuka app, YUKA, not
Mhm.
YUCA, YUKA. It should be in your app store. It's a free app. And just start scanning it. And actually, before you go to the supermarket, scan what's in your household already.
Yeah, and just seeing.
Yeah, that you love so much that you've been eating. And the crazy thing for me is like the salad. Most people eat salads because they want to eat healthy, right?
Right, right.
Eating a salad ain't necessarily healthy anymore when you look at what they put into the dressing, the salad dressing, which has a lot of
Yeah,
those cancerous ingredients in it.
yeah, yeah.
Now, the one
And
thing, yeah, the
and
one thing I do like about the Yuka app, it also gives you alternatives. So if you like a certain salad dressing and that one has all the cancerous ingredients, it'll say, you know what, this is just as good. It just doesn't have the same ingredients, but it's the same thing. And we have to get out of the habits of buying what's popular. Oh no, this name
right.
brand. The name brands are probably the worst. The name
Yeah.
brands are the worst.
You can't even like give your child, small child, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Oh, Skippy, low. It was it was rated poor.
Right.
Um, Jif Jeffrey too, poor. But the Jeffrey Naturals, that rated excellent. The ratings for that was excellent. But the regular Jeffrey, the regular Jif peanut butter, not no good. Jelly, grape, strawberry, no good. So, I know I grew up on some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and I actually love eating that now.
Right.
But
Right. I love peanut butter and jelly. But let me say this. You just said it too. So Skippies have different types of peanut butters. There's
mhm,
this type, that type, this type. It's not all Skippy, because I did find one. I forget which one it was, but they do have some that doesn't have those ingredients. So just make sure whichever one you scan, make sure it's the one without that ingredient that causes cancer. And I had it up here a month ago too. I don't have it still in the system, but again, scan everything. Scan everything.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised. I'm telling you, man, at
Mm-hmm.
what's in your household already that you've been eating and you've been
Oh,
loving for years, and it has those ingredients that causes cancer. Major problem.
and also with your children, those children that play sports, and you're buying these drinks like Gatorade, what's vitamin water, um, and some other stuff that I scan, where it gives you energy drink.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
Yeah. Some of the energy
Terrible.
drinks are the worst.
Yes. Celsius. Now now I know people that drinks that, but guess what? It's rated very poorly. So it
Yep.
has a lot of chemicals in it. It's
And I'm
not
one of
good for
those.
you.
I love that Celsius drink, but you're right. I scanned it and it's the worst. It has all the cancer.
Yeah.
The app again is called Yuka, Yuka. YUK as in kite, A as in apple. It's in your app store. It's free. And scan, and there's other apps too. I just haven't experienced with using those other apps, but there's plenty of apps out there. But the Yuka app is free, and it's very
Yeah.
easy to use, very easy to
Yeah,
follow. and all that.
very easy. I mean, like I was able to scan, like scan. Like soon as I turn around, it just picks up the code real fast, and it just comes up and it just shows you. And there are some products that Yuka doesn't rate, and it would tell you that it doesn't rate certain things or whatever. But it's a great app. I encourage everyone to download that. And so you can just be aware of things. And even though like the majority of all of our food has some type of chemical in it, at least you can decide what you can cut back on. And you don't have to eat so much of those that are rated, very poorly.
Yeah, we got to get into some new habits. We do a lot of following. We do a lot of following, just as a culture, period. And
Yeah.
of course, we're the leaders in a lot of great things, but we do a lot of following also. And it's not just us. It's like when you look at the entire world, when they put something out in the media, they put something out in the news, most people just believe it off the bat. Well, they said it on the news. Well, they said you can't do this anymore. They said don't eat at Taco Bell because it causes massive diarrhea. And we follow that and we believe that. But I think when we listen, we got to start asking those questions that you don't hear them ask on the news or on television, because a lot of times there is something behind why they're doing that.
Right. Why they came out now? Why did they bring that out right now? It's been going on.
Yeah.
It's been happening. So like why they're bringing that up now? But it's just so interesting, and all from lettuce. So these places aren't good because of the lettuce. And actually the iceberg lettuce, I don't encourage anyone to buy that, not because it's rated poorly, but there's no nutrient that goes into your body behind eating iceberg lettuce.
And you know what's crazy too? The ice cream.
Mhm.
If it doesn't say ice cream, they said it's not real. Because you can't advertise ice cream as ice cream and it's not ice cream. So now those items that you don't see ice cream, it'll say something like dairy cream, or I don't know. It'll say something else. But if it's not real ice cream, they can no longer say ice cream. So when you go to your stores and you buying your favorite vanilla ice cream or whatever it might be, it's only ice cream if it says it's ice cream.
They
Yeah.
need to do that with a lot of foods then, not just ice cream.
Yeah.
Because the cheese really isn't cheese. Velveeta and American cheese that comes in the package individually. Oh my goodness, the rating was so low, so low.
Now, good cheese should mold, right? If you got cheese, now you can buy cheese, and I know this because I've done it, right? I've bought cheese before, and it sat in the fridge for however long with no mold on it, and I threw it out because I'm just saying, oh, this ain't no good, but I don't see any mold on it. Nah, I ain't eating that trash.
Wow,
Trash.
that's
So
scary though.
yeah,
Wow, they say Velveeta isn't real cheese. In that how Velveeta really melts real smooth and nicely.
right.
They said cheese really doesn't do that.
Wow. I just want to read this comment here from Rosie McAllister. There's a book that says buy this, but not that in the supermarket. Like they always say, put it in a book because people don't read. And that is so true. That is so true. Folks do not want to take the time to read. And that's because, too, especially now with social media, people are just so used to following. They are so used to just becoming a follower and not asking those common questions that they would ask if we were in the room together discussing it. They would ask, or they would make a whatever comment. But if it's on the news, if it's on TV, it must be true. It must be true. Put it in the book. They ain't reading that.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But we also have to realize that when things are made so easy, that's how Americans are. If things are made so easy, we don't like to wait for anything. We want it right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that we need to beware of.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh man, we could go on all day about this food because it's a major problem and even Rich Sports and I have talked about the chicken. Have you ever thought about this? Think about all the chicken we've eaten over time. We eat chicken all the time. The barbecues, there's always going to be some chicken. You go to a restaurant, there's always chicken on the menu. We eat so much chicken. How come there's never been a chicken shortage? Right? Think about it.
Yeah, you're right.
We
You're
eat a lot
right.
of chicken. There's never ever been a chicken shortage. Never ever been a chicken shortage. But
Well, go on. I'm sorry.
you go in the supermarkets, you'll see, oh my God, how much is that chicken? It's on sale, and it could be a chicken this big. Whereas you've never seen a chicken that big before.
Right.
But between what they're doing to the chickens and the new meat they have out here, which isn't real meat, they're making it and processing it. I saw a video. I don't know if this was AI. It could have been AI, but it also could have been true. There was a little capsule. Someone threw it in the grease, and that little capsule turned into French fries.
No, really?
Again, I don't know if that was AI. It could have been AI, but if it wasn't, it doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the food industry, billions and billions of dollars, probably $1 trillion industry at this point, as much as we eat throughout the world.
I know.
And that's a business. So you got to think that they're trying to cut and save money in that area too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How can we make this cheaper so we can make $1 trillion off it as opposed to just 200 million?
Right.
How can we get more people to eat this, eat that? And the fast food restaurants are the worst.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fast food restaurants, if you look at the ingredients in and I should have bought this. I should have downloaded this information. If you look at the ingredients they put in the food from Wendy's to McDonald's, all of these food places, it's countless. The ingredients is a countless amount where you just know off the bat it's not good for you.
Right.
Why are they putting all of that into the burger? Why are they putting all of that into the French fries?
Right.
And now I hear this fake salmon.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that farm raised salmon, no one should be eating the farm raised.
What's the
Everything
difference?
should be wild. So when it's wild caught, it came right out of the sea. So you getting all the nutrients and everything because it's out there in the ocean. But when it's farm raised, they have so many there. The fish is not getting all the nutrients that it normally would if it was just out there in the ocean. So it's different. Imagine like your clothes. Here's the farm raised, and
Yeah.
all the salmon is packed up into this small space.
Right.
Otherwise, you have the wild salmon. It's like this big, and it has a whole ocean, tons of areas where it can run, swim and do whatever. Then versus being in a small space.
Right.
So, the farm raised, they say it's not good for you to eat it, but a lot of people do because it's just more affordable. But you're not getting any nutrients. Like you're not getting all the nutrients out of that because it's farm raised than versus wild caught.
Right.
When it's wild caught, you're getting everything that you're supposed to get from that.
Right. And again, damn if you do, damn if you don't. You gotta eat. You gotta eat.
And I have to tell you, I feel like the wild caught tastes better than the farm raised.
Yeah.
But it's not as thick. The farm raised salmon is thick, but the wild caught is smaller, it's thinner.
So then you eat the right fish, but then they put the ingredients, the seasoning on top of it. A lot of it is bad anyways. So how do you get away from eating bad fish?
Right. How do you get away from eating bad everything?
Yeah. How do you get away from it? The eggs are bad too. And I know they're doing something with the eggs. I bought this big thing of eggs before from BJ's. And,
the five dozen.
Right. And
I buy that too.
Yeah, I like boiling it, putting it in my salad, throw some
eggs,
boom, 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 boom. And man, I'm boiling it, and all of a sudden, it starts bursting in the water. I'm like, what the hell is this?
It must have cracked.
What the hell did I buy? So, I don't know. Everything, you just got to really, I guess once you find the source of what you can eat, you got to eat that. You got to eat that. But again, when you think of the average person, and we're so used to going to the supermarket, picking out what we want, throw it in the basket. Oh, it ain't killed me yet. You know what I mean? That's kind of the attitude. But then it catches up with you when you hit that age.
Right.
And, as you know, for the past few years, we've been dropping like flies. And when it comes to that we know, friends of friends and all of that.
And young children.
Yeah.
Toddlers,
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about that some more because there's a lot of stuff in the stuff that kids like. The food coloring is very harmful. The red dye, the yellow dye, the blue dye, all the dyes a majority of them can cause ADHD in kids. And what's the biggest issue with kids today? ADHD. That's all you hear about when they go to school. Oh, they're gonna have them tested for ADHD.
Yeah.
After lunch break, after they gave them the Cheetos and the Doritos and all that other
stuff. Right. Exactly.
Now you want to test them for ADHD when
all
the
food junk
that causes that. And no one's talking about that, right?
Right.
You got SNAP programs. The SNAP program and the same thing. It's the same stuff. If it's public knowledge to us and we're talking about it, so why do the people in charge continue to get the kids or continue to allow these ingredients to be in the food?
They don't care. It again it's just about the dollar.
And ADHD must bring in a lot of money. It has to, because that's
Yeah,
all I hear about.
in different areas too. Different areas.
That's all I hear about. Well, he was just he got ADHD, so he got to take his medication, or she got to take her medication. Come on, I'm all set with that.
Yeah.
Nah, we gonna do it my way. I'm gonna cut out this right here because the food coloring I hear causes ADHD. So I'm gonna stop feeding this to my son. Since you all won't, no, I don't want you to give him that. I don't want you to give him anything with food coloring in it. Well, why? Well, because it says it causes ADHD. And that's what really has to happen. Parents, you gotta stand up for your kids, for real. If your kid has ADHD, it's probably because of something you've been feeding him. I guarantee you, it's something you've been feeding him. Something you've been feeding him with that, or her, with the food coloring, the red dye, the blue dye, the green dye, yellow, whatever dye it is, all of it causes ADHD. Look it up.
Wow.
Look it up. Yeah, so that's the deal with the foods, y'all. Once again, the app is called Yuka, Y-U-K-A. It's free in your app store. If you're looking to better your life health-wise, I would download that free app. It works. It identifies stuff in the foods, tells you which diseases it causes. It does all of that. And you have to be careful, too, when you go to places like even Trader Joe's, which is a good place to shop, in my opinion, right? But you got to scan some of the stuff in there, too, because there are some ingredients in some of the stuff at Trader Joe's, but there's a lot of good natural organic stuff in there as well. And it's cheaper. It's a lot cheaper than going to Shaw's and Star Market and boom, 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 boom. Uh-oh, Trader Joe's going to be crowded today. Well, yeah, he said come to Trader Joe's. Definitely should be getting a check.
I was shocked to see Trader Joe's on there, on that list.
Well, yeah, any place that sells food. So imagine when you go to the restaurant.
I know.
Going to lunch.
I know. Yeah.
What are they feeding you? Yeah. What are they feeding you? I would say anybody who came up, if you want to get into the restaurant business, I tell you what, go into the business and make sure you advertise everything here is organic. Anything that is not organic, we're going to tell you what that is and how much and how often we use it, if we even use it at all. That restaurant will make a lot of money. As bad as the food is, and as far as what people know about it today, if you come up with a restaurant and everything is organic, from the fish to the breakfast, all the meats, all the ingredients, you advertise that. Oh no, we buy it, we import it in from wherever. It's the same stuff they use over here in this country, where if you go there now, it tastes different because they don't have the same ingredients as America. That company would make money. Yep. That company would do very well, that restaurant. So, all right, so we're going to wrap it on up. But before we go, if we could just jump back in, you got any plans, dating plans for this weekend?
No, but today I want to give a shout out to the Green family. They lost their mom. She was 82 years old, and she's a grandmother, sister, friend. Today is the funeral. So once I'm done with this, I'll be heading into Boston to go to the repast.
Right.
So I just want to say to the Green family, we here at Urban Heat, we send our condolences, And just know that God is with the brokenhearted.
Mm-hmm. All right, and we'll end it on that note. Thank you for joining me once again, as always. Yeah. Enjoy your day and blessings to that family.
Oh, thank you so much. And don't forget to download the Yuka app.
Right. All right, y'all. We out. Urban Heat.
Urban Eat. Peace.